verse 17. 1 Samuel chapter 16 verse 17. 16, 17.
Let our master now command his servants, who are before you, to seek out a man who is a skillful player on the harp. And it shall be that he will play it with his hand when his distressing spirit from God is upon you.
Look at this word. So verse 16, give me one word that you think is most important word in that verse. What is the word? It's a word called skillful. Right? David is a skillful player. So for skillful players, do skillful players, are they gifted? Are they gifted players? Baud, do you think that David is a gifted player? Is David a gifted player? Sister Sailu, is David a gifted player? Absolutely. Do gifted players, do they have to practice?
Yes.
Do they have to practice? David is a gifted player because he has a gifting of God. Remember? He has gifting, but is all gifting enough for a person to succeed in life? Or does he need to also practice? We see that David was a skillful player. Now David is not getting a job. By the way, David got a job. You know what job it is? He has got a job of a musician. Where did David get the job? He didn't get a job in some normal places. He got a job at the present king of Israel. Is that right? That means now the servants of King Saul are saying, bring a gifted, talented person who can play the harp. By the way, the harp is mentioned all the way in Genesis chapter 4. You know that? From way back. Genesis chapter 4, the Lord talks about a certain tribe of people who are all people who play the harp. And now David got a job. Where did David get a job? At the king of in Saudi Arabia and Riyadh, there are a lot of kings. Even now they have kings. In India, somebody gets a job with a king, he's working in the palace. One of my cousins, he used to work as a satellite engineer for this king of Riyadh. He used to live in the palace. I mean, he had a room in there. They gave him a house in the palace to be every time some cable TV doesn't come, CNN doesn't come, he'll go probably tweet that. Right? He's the king of Riyadh. So David got a job. Where did David get a job? At the king of? At what age? At around 15, 16. So at 15, 16, if David got a job of playing the harp, right? Do you think David ever practiced in his life? Every time he goes to the sheep, you know what he used to do? He used to take his harp with him. Right? David is not trying to find a separate time to play. Today I'm going to play the harp for 15 minutes. Right? Most of us, we try to, today I'm going to learn the keyboard for 10 minutes and never you'll be able to learn the keyboard. You know that? Because you have to make it a separate thing. But look at how you operate. You take that talent that you want to build and make it part of your life. So David, when he's taking his tiffin box, when he's taking the sheep, he also used to take with him something called the harp. And every time he was watching, the sheep was doing something, what was David doing? He was playing the harp. And so the Bible calls it, he already has a gifting. Now he's practicing. And gifting and practicing together, now he's making David a great man of God, so that he got a job. Where did he get a job? At the king of Israel. Will the king of Israel pay him? Will he pay him? Obviously, he's going to pay him. Right? He's not going to work for free. Right? He will get paid. And you think that he's negotiating 1 paisa, 2 paisa, right? He's bringing, brother, you need to do my lawn mowing, $20, $25, 17 cents, 15 cents. So David said, I need some, maybe $10,000 or whatever, right? Look at how you make a living. David is like, takes his arm wherever he goes. He plays with it. If you have a guitar wherever you have, you can like keep playing. If you have your Bible, you can read every time. You're not reading your Bible as if it's like a separate thing. It's part of your normal life. Wherever you have it, you have a few minutes, you will catch up your Bible. Right? It becomes natural. So all these wonderful things, you make them natural part of your life, which is not separate. Right? My dad used to take his Bible wherever, even his office, the Bible, he had a suitcase. Everybody will think that, what is in his suitcase? There's no files. Most of the files he used to get it done. There are very few files, 1 to 5. But the biggest thing that he has in his briefcase is his Bible. So wherever he wants, he's in a plane, he's reading the Bible. In a train, he's reading the Bible. In a car, he feels like gets into the car, reads the Bible. In a bus, he's reading the Bible. And most times in India, buses don't come on time. The red buses don't come on time. Right? So he's like sitting on the Bible and keep reading like. That's why he knows Bible left and right. A gifted man of God, right, is not making things outside his life, but he makes it part of his life. Is that true? Watering plants is a separate task? Absolutely. But somebody comes to your house, be like, just take it, let's go walk, let's go chat, we're talking, and you're watering the plants, you're doing 2 things at the same time. So you make things natural into your life, right? So that is how David was operating. You take his heart, go, and now he became a skillful player. So he has skill, but he also works hard. If you have skill and don't work hard, you know what is going to happen? What is going to happen? You're going to what? You're going to go down the drain. Okay? Whatever that means, right? If you see that you're all gifted, by the way, how many of you are gifted people? Raise your hand. How many of you are gifted people? Raise your hand. Sister Kiran, are you gifted? Brother Prashant, are you gifted? Absolutely. Right? Are we gifted? Nana Sister Sapphire, are you gifted? Oh yeah. If you see the artwork that she makes, the books that she, right? Everybody is amazingly gifted. Right? There is nothing like I cannot do this. I'm telling one of the brothers. There's nothing that you cannot do. I'm like, I can do now I can do more and more things. The more I start to understand how this is, I was actually thinking, we should do some construction. Building homes. Right? Oh yeah. Right? I was talking to my brother, somebody had a dental issue. And he was telling me, Anna, what we have to do to this brother? It's almost like putting concrete pad on the road. What he has to remove, he has to do a bone graft of his jaw. Right? Bone graft of his jaw. It seems like some people's bones are fragile because of that. The teeth don't stick in. My brother is a doctor, he's a dental doctor. So he says, we have to put bone back into his existing bone. And it becomes almost like pouring concrete. And once it dries up, then you put the screws back in and put the teeth in, they call it implants, they won't stick. It's exactly like he can eat whatever biryani and everything. So when we talk about these principles, nothing is impossible to man, is that right? You can do a lot of things. You constrain yourself, I can't do that, I can't do this, I can't do this, and limit yourself. And the biggest enemy for you is you. Right? David was a skillful player. And he got a job with the king. And David was not just a skillful player, but he was also an amazing worshipper. David is not just a skillful player, but he's an amazing worshipper. Playing a musical instrument is external, but worshiping is internal. Right? So David was he has a good heart for God. He had a thankful heart for God. Is that right? A worshipper has a thankful heart. His heart condition is always thanking. Say, Lord, I'm so thankful for what you have been doing. there's the heart condition. By the way, worship takes you straight to the heart condition. If your heart is not right, you cannot do worshiping well. Right? If your heart is not right, you cannot do anything for God. If your heart is not right, you cannot worship with all your heart, all your soul, and all your mind. You cannot just worship. You can try it. You're going through all kinds of your heart condition is not right, you will never be a good worshipper. So what it speaks is, David had an amazing heart. It's because David is a man after God's own heart. Right? So God picked up this great little boy at 15, who is skillful, he works hard, he is disciplined. Right? Look at what happens there. Now we see that verse 18. 1 Samuel 16:18.
Then one of the servants answered and said, Look, I have seen a son of Jesse, the Bethlehemite, who is skillful in playing, a mighty man of valor and a man of war, prudent in speech and a handsome person, and the Lord is with him.
Look at this, and the Lord is with. Everybody is starting to see that the Lord is with him. Jesse is not telling my sons the Lord is with him, right? David is not telling, oh my God, the Lord is with me. But who is telling? Saul's servants are telling Saul that the Lord is with this little boy, David. Is that right? So whatever the Lord is working in David already, David became a popular kid already in that street. In that village, David is well known. He's like, this boy is a gifted kid. He's like ready, he's bright eyes, he's handsome, right? He runs, he does, he's a skillful guy. So David is a famous boy, right? And he was a mighty man of warrior. He didn't even do any warfare. That means he has strength. That means when he talks about, David talks to Saul about, I killed the lion. I killed the bear. I'm not afraid. Because who? The Lord is with me. So David is a man of warrior. A man of valor. That means he's like a man who can, that means he has the courage to, he has the power. And he's not fearful. He's not afraid of people. He's not afraid of animals. He's not afraid to follow the plan of God. So look at that. He's a man of ventures. Right? Bible tells that he was a man of valor, a man of war, prudent in speech. That means when David speaks, it's very clear. When David communicates, there's no ginger garlic paste. There's clear communication. Is that right? Prudent in speech. That means he's like excellent in speech. Will the Lord not pick him up? Absolutely. Right? If you're a good coder, if you're like a good engineer, if you're like a good hardworking, you're like, I was telling my little kids, daughters and the kids, yes. We took them to Kumon. How many of you like Kumon? Nana, you like Kumon? You don't know, anybody who knows what Kumon is? Bow. You know what Kumon is? Unfortunately, she knows what Kumon is. Kumon is, they'll go to Kumon. And what happens in Kumon? They'll give you this much work for 1 week. They'll give you 100 pages of work. Do the same thing, 1 + 100 times. Right? 2 + 2, you'll do 2000 times. You have to see these two kids going to Kumon. I took a picture of the Kumon thing. Right? The faces were like, and they were laughing at each other. They're looking at each other. They think I was such a, right? I took them to Kumon because the Kumon guy took a test of to see if they're, it seems they nailed the test. But they came out. But the fear of they going to Kumon is so good that now if I give any number of papers, they'll do those papers at home. That is the power of Kumon. And they don't want to go to Kumon. Why? Because that guys will like put them to work nice and well, right? But now they're doing work at home. That is more than enough for me. They don't have to go to Kumon, though the Kumon results are going to come pretty soon. Right? So we see that with skill, you have to work hard. There's no two ways out. Anybody has any other way? Anybody knows of any other way about you have skill but don't work hard but you'll succeed? Not that I know of. You might, these miracles happen but only once. If it happens, it's a miracle. Everyday miracle doesn't happen. Right? If you're looking for an everyday miracle, you're in the wrong spot. You're in the wrong spot. Miracle is happening once in a lifetime. Then it's called a miracle. Right? Everyday miracle, I want miracle. You're in the wrong spot. Hard work. The Lord says in the book of 1 Thessalonians, If you don't work, don't eat. No? Don't work, don't eat. That's a hard call, right? Look at this verse. Verse 23. Can somebody read 22 and 23? Then Saul sent to Jesse saying, please let David stand before me, for he has found favor in my sight. Who is making the call? Job is coming to Saul, or Saul is going to the job? The employer is going to the employee, or the employee is going to the employer. Look at amazing this, right? I mean, like, these are some of the principles, right? Saul is offering him a job. It's like, Saul, David, can you please? He's telling Jesse, Jesse, can you send your son? Right? That's a great place to be, right? I love that spot, right? Somebody's like, David gets a job when Saul was like, Saul, come on, I want you to work here. And Saul goes and works there. Look at that blessing. And it was whenever the Spirit of God was upon Saul that David would take a harp and play it with his hand. Then Saul will be refreshed and well, and the distressing spirit would depart from him. Now if you look at this, this is where I call it the physical to spiritual connection. Right? The physical is meeting spiritual. Playing a guitar might look like, it's a physical thing, but it is connected to the spiritual realm, because David is not just playing the guitar, but David is worshipping the Lord. When David is worshipping the Lord, then we see that the evil spirits will fly away. The evil will run away. When you're worshipping the Lord, if there is anything negative, anything, evil happening in your house, all you have to do is like worship the Lord. And the devils will run away. That's what David was establishing. David was an amazing worshipper. So how many of you have keyboards in your house? Raise your hand. How many of you have these keyboards like this in your house? Not computer keyboards. You're thinking computer keyboards, right? Raise your hand. I want to see the hands clearly. One. So like, yeah. So what it means? Can you just spend like 10 minutes in your lifetime and just playing there, just play one song. And if you build that, you'll have how many worshippers here? You know that? You'll start off with singing, you'll start with that, but then you'll all be worshipping. If you're worshipping, then we can go to any place, anywhere, and have a worship time. And you can go, you can sing the song, worship the Lord, and somebody can preach, somebody can sing the song, somebody can play the guitar. Right? Don't you think you'll be valuable for the Lord? And you will never run out of jobs. You know that? You will never run out. If a guy is extremely talented, if he doesn't get this job, he'll do this job. Like I call it myself, I cannot, let's say I said I went to Home Depot to buy a trimmer. I thought that the trimmer is very expensive. But it turns out to be $140. I was thinking, if they're like in retirement time, if you have to go do like all in one, by the way, lot of money. Mucho dinero. Lot of money. You just do the lawns for like $30 an hour. Right? Like you work for like 2-3 hours. You'll get a good workout with your body. You'll get, is that right? $100 you can go and aram se. Right? You work for 20 days, you get $3,000. It's like $3,000 is like about $18,000, 800 rupees. If you put in Colombia, it's like millions. Millions. I got millions. They were like saying, I was going seeing, what's the cost of living in Colombia? Because I just love that place so much. It's like millions. You have to buy 179 million to buy a house. 179 million to buy one house, one apartment of like 800 square feet. I was like, oh wow. Okay, just like maybe like max of like maybe $20,000 rupees, $20,000 US dollars. $20,000 you get an apartment in like 179 million. You can convert it to millions, so I'm a millionaire. Right? Look at that. Where are we? Look at this. So Saul, go all the way down to 1 Samuel chapter 17. Verse 12. Verse 11. 1 Samuel chapter 17, verse 11.
When Saul and all...
Can you read 10 also?
And the Philistines said, I defy the armies of Israel this day, Give me a man that we may fight together.
Look at this. So now this is the story about David fighting with Goliath. Right? By the way, now the Lord is organizing this. Right? The Lord knows, the Lord has already anointed David. That means the Lord already picked. Now David and Saul, right, are in two different kings. But you see, look at how the Lord is planning behind. Right? Ever all through the Bible, I haven't seen any other place, any other war where one man will fight with one man. Have you seen this? Oh, I'm going to fight with, this brother, and India and China are fighting. It's now they're almost at a point of fighting. If you watch today's news, right? It seems China comes and China wants everybody, right? China wants, US also. China went into Arunachal Pradesh, China went into Sikkim, China took Tibet, China took Hong Kong, China took Taiwan, China took, it will take everything. I'm like, it wants everything to be Chinese, by the way. Right? So it went and took over, that's what newspapers saying, it went and took over one army bunker in Sikkim. Our guys want to put a new bunker there, they don't want new bunker there. They're now fighting for that 10 square feet of, square yard of land. They already have like full land, they're like, big continents are there, but still they want the 10 square feet. Right? Now look what happened. Right? This is the only time I see